Every single Black person needs to visit a Black country. Go there, and not to the little touristy areas. Go to the Black areas. I don't know if I'm raising my kids in Jamaica or if I'm retiring in Jamaica, because I have to live there for at least a year because it is so fantastic.
Hello guys, welcome to The Real What List. I'm your host Betty. Please kindly consider subscribing if you haven't. For those who have, thank you so much guys. So guys, let's be honest. Jamaica might just be a tiny island in the Caribbean, but somehow it feels like a whole continent. I'm talking about the food, the music, the culture, the influence. Jamaica is like that small kid in the neighborhood who can outrun, outdance, and outshine everyone else. And today, we're diving deep into why Jamaica is small on the map but massive in the world's hearts. Now, guys, look at this. Jamaica is only about 4,240 square miles. That's smaller than some of the US states and way smaller than many African countries. But here's the thing, when people think of music, food, athletics, and culture vibes, Jamaica punches way above its weight. Now, guys, think about it. How many islands can you name where people across the world are wearing the colors, talking the slang, eating the food, and vibing to the music without even having been there exactly? Let's start with the music. Bob Marley didn't just put reggae on the map, he made it a global language. You can be in Japan, Brazil, Ghana, or Italy, and people will be singing along One Love. Word for word, guys. But reggae isn't where it ends. Got dancehall, rocksteady, all born in Jamaica. And the influence, even hip hop, was heavily inspired by Jamaican sound system culture, thanks to pioneers like DJ Cool, who carried that island flavor to the Bronx. Tell me, that's not the work of a continent disguised as an island. Guys, before we continue, let's take a break and see what other people are saying about Jamaica.
Growing up, I want to say they made me kind of foreign minded too, right? So I like, oh, I hate this place, da da da, which is, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I hate Jamaica, I hate the Caribbean, whatever. And then we had a cultural exchange program. It's called Work and Travel, where college students go to the USA every summer and you work and you like get to experience. And it's from that specific experience where not just me, but a lot of other people go and we're like, yeah, this isn't what it was on the TV.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So like I remember when I went to because I've been to Canada before and I love Canada, like I liked it when I went, but when I went to America the first and the second time I was just like, yeah, I love Jamaica now. That's when I became patriotic, because I wasn't always. I was like very foreign minded, and then when I went and I worked and I lived it, I was just like, I love Jamaica, people should want to come here, this is the best place in the world. And I'm happy that I had like gotten to have that experience, even though it was like temporary, like 4-month program.
Every single Black person needs to visit a Black country. Go there, and not to the little touristy areas. Go to the Black areas, the real areas, and see what life could be like, especially if you're from the US, like myself. So I grew up going to Jamaica every year with my family, and it was life-changing for me as a child to see Black business owners, Black restaurant owners, Black people in commercials, Black people on billboards, Black politician, all Black everything. It was so beautiful and so inspiring. For the first time in my life, I was seen. I took off my Blackness and put on my humanness. I wasn't just Jessica the Black girl, I was just Jessica. And if you've never experienced what life is like outside of your Blackness, outside of your exterior, you'll be surprised to know how much freedom there is in just being you. I've been in many social spaces where I walk in, I'm representing as the only Black person there. And you have to be very mindful and cognizant of everything you do, everything you say, how you walk, how you dress, because there are so many stereotypes and stigmas about you already that you need to walk in on your A game. You don't realize how much all of these things are playing on your psyche, on what you think is possible, on what life could be, what normalcy is. You don't always have to be the other. Growing up in the US, going to school, it was so hard to make friends because people are afraid of me. People think I'm gonna act a certain way or be a certain way. I went to Jamaica, I would be there for 5 days and leave with 10 friends because these people are just seeing me for me. There's no preconceived notions of who this tall black girl is. Even if you think life is great here, it can be so much better in a place where you can truly be you. Trust me. I don't know if I'm raising my kids in Jamaica or if I'm retiring in Jamaica, because I have to live there for at least a year because it is so fantastic. And if I have children, I also want them to see all the possibilities life can be as a person of color.
Rating every country that I have been to, part 3, Jamaica. I'm basing it off these factors here. So to start off, people. The Jamaican people are bubbly, they are friendly, and they are one love. This isn't just a saying, they mean this, and most Jamaicans will tell you one love, which means we're all together in this as one. I have to say, Jamaica is one of the least divided places I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there was no division in my eyes, and everybody was together. It was a community. You have Chinese, you have Indians, you have Europeans, you have Afro-Caribbean, all together. And there's no division. People just get on, they're all friendly, and they all want you to enjoy Jamaica. They all want tourists to have a great time and come back. Depending on where you are in Jamaica, it does differ. There can be hostility in certain areas, but that's only usually when it's gang related or a serious area where, tourists just shouldn't be. But Jamaicans are lovely people. I'm going to give them a 5 out of 5 for people. Food. Now, this is where we get talking. Now, food in Jamaica is the best I've tried in the world. The oxtail and rice with a little bit of spice is absolutely incredible. One did blow my head off, so I had to have some milk after it. The dishes there are just absolutely incredible, especially anything that comes from the sea. Their seafood is incredible. And the thing I noticed about Jamaican food is, whilst a lot of people will have their food extremely spicy, they make it so it's not too spicy, that you can still taste all of the different flavors, all of the different ingredients, whereas some dishes in different parts of the world where it's spicy, you just cannot taste the actual flavors. They blend fish, fruit, meats, vegetables, like literally everything, and it always tastes good. All Jamaican foods complement each other. It's incredible. For a small geographical island, it's actually pretty incredible what they produce from the island itself. And basically, most people in Jamaica eat organic food. Without a doubt, 5 out of 5 for food all day. Then we come on to nature. The nature in Jamaica was absolutely beautiful. The only thing that would maybe let it down a little bit is that there isn't much diversity. It's all the same because it's not a very big area. It's basically an island. Well, it is an island and it's covered by ocean. So you get this paradise view, especially if you find a nice little villa, a nice little place to stay. You will have one of the best views with the Atlantic surrounding you. But that is the only type of view you can get. There is kind of like a rainforest in the middle of Jamaica that you can go into, and it is very tropical, it's very cool, and there's some incredible waterfalls and like mudslide things. It's incredible. I love this type of environment. Not everybody loves it. And because it doesn't have too much richness or diversity, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. And finally, events. There was quite a few things to do in Jamaica, but because, again, of its size, because of the geography of Jamaica, most things are going to be orientated around the sea, around, boat parties, going out, and either partying or having some kind of activity near the coastline. So you can do kayaking, you can do fishing, you can do those party boats, which are actually quite affordable. One thing about Jamaica is, depending on where you go, completely depends on the price. But overall, I'd say activities are good. Not the best in the world, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think that's a pretty fair list.
Now, let's talk food. Jack chicken, global Jamaican parties, everywhere from New York to London to Toronto, guys. Ake and saltfish, okay, maybe not easy to find, but if you know, you know. The spice hits you fast, then smokiness, then that sweet, savory combo. And just like music, the food carries island history. African, Indian, Chinese, British influences mixed together. That's why it feels so rich and unique. Guys, and then sports. How can a small island consistently produce the fastest humans alive? Guys, Jamaican track stars don't just win, they dominate. Now, guys, Usain Bolt didn't just break records, he turned sprinting into a show. And it's not just track. That is why Jamaica feels bigger than its size, because it's got the ambition and the superpower. Guys, the culture is everywhere. The language, the style, the swag, the Jamaican patois. People are learning it even in places you wouldn't expect. Even the way Jamaicans talk and carry themselves, the confidence, the rhythm, it's magnetic. This is why, even in countries with no Jamaican population, people use Jamaican themed bars, restaurants, and even festivals. When you combine music, food, sports, culture, Jamaica doesn't just represent itself. It carries a piece of Africa, a piece of the Caribbean, and a universal love for life. It's like a continent worth of heritage packed in an island. And that is why, no matter where you go, you'll find someone who has been influenced by the Jamaican culture, even if they've never stepped foot in the island. So, guys, when next time somebody tells you Jamaica is small, tell them, small? Maybe on a map. But in influence, Jamaica is a giant. So guys, if you're proud of Jamaican culture or you have been touched by it, drop a JM in the comments. Guys, also don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video so that other people can feel the island vibe. Till the next one, guys. One love. Bye.